Hello, everyone. I am Queen Lily, and today we will be discussing no other than Donald Trump. Here's the subject for today. What we will be discussing is Donald J. Trump. Yes, there's a lot going on. As you know, the election is over. He will be seated January the 20th at the inauguration. I guess he will put his hand on the Bible, or will he have his own Bible? Inquiring minds want to know. So we're talking about who? Donald Trump. I am Queen Lily, and this is Life Under Trump, Part 4. Hey there, how you doing, Box Cox? Good to see you. Shave your head for Kamala. I would never do that. I used to wear my hair shorter when I was younger, and I stopped doing it. I've had my hair cut like Holly Berry, Tony Braxton, all that. I don't do that anymore. I'm a woman of age, and I just would not do that anymore. I prefer not to do that. But thank you. You're funny. I like you. You're funny. You got jokes. Okay. Thank you. But we only talk about Donald Trump today. He's building his cabinet. We're going to talk about Melania Trump and different opinions of others as well, as usual. So the thing I want to state with y'all, when I am talking about your candidate, I am not talking about you. So don't take it that I'm talking about you when I'm talking about the candidate. It's nothing personal. It's just having conversation on YouTube, and I am a YouTuber, and I would like to make this one of my careers. So I appreciate each and every last one of you beautiful kings and queens for coming to my live. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. And again, I am Queen Lily. Thank you for coming to my live. Thank you so much. So we're going to get started. I'm going to open up my notes, okay? Again, everything is about Donald Trump. That's what we're talking about today. And today is November 12th. And as I stated, Life Under Trump, Part 4. Although he's not in the office yet, but I guess he will be in January on Martin Luther King's birthday. Yes, on the nice King's birthday, Martin Luther King's birthday. Hello, King LaSwan. Hello, King Joe. Hello, King J Dizzle. Hello, King Fonsky 40. Hello, I can't pronounce it, Bros. Hello, King Bros. Hello, King Leandro. I hope I'm not pronouncing it wrong. Hello, King Bob. Hello, each and every last one of you beautiful kings and queens for coming to my live and paying me a visit today. You are welcome. You are valued. You are appreciated. So I'm going to show y'all a video and well, it will be just a dab of Kamala. I forgot about this video because this is from Occupy Democrats and I forgot about it. But the subject today is mainly about Donald J. Trump. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys this, okay? I forgot I put this in here. And also the lipstick that I am wearing today from my collection is Brave. This is my lipstick collection of Red Lipstick Hustler because y'all always wonder why I like to wear red. Well, red is my favorite color. And this is my lipstick brand, the Red Lipstick Hustler. And today I have on Brave. Brave has an undertone of blue, so it makes your teeth look whiter. So that's why I wear a red lipstick as well. So this is Brave. And this is a tester, actually. This is a tester when I would do pop-up shop. So this is the color I have on today, Brave. We're going to get back to the good stuff about Donald Trump and the little bit I got on VP Kamala Harris. Okay, is that okay with y'all? Because the subject is about Donald Trump, but just a little bit is about her, okay? And I missed y'all. Where were you yesterday? Y'all neglected me. So I had to roller set my hair, do something different from y'all, for y'all. Anyway, let's get to the subject. And I want y'all to subscribe to Occupy Democrats. His channel is very informative. I love watching his channel. It's one of my favorite channels on YouTube because, like, I will watch YouTube for years, but I never really made it a channel. I would go and post stuff from my books that I have written when I won awards and different ceremonies, but I decided to make it a YouTube channel. So we're going to watch this, okay? If you're over 40, this is a commercial. As soon as the commercial go off, we're going to see what this video is about. because I haven't watched this one. Someone actually referred this to me, but I actually do enjoy his channel.
I never had hair there.
Breaking news today about a Harris fundraising email that raises the volume on a very small change that was made to a Kamala Harris website, signaling that the campaign might just be interested in saving democracy. Facts keep stacking up that call the victory into question and make Donald Trump's track record of cheating the more distinct possibility. Facts like Tina Peters was sent to jail for breaching the software of Colorado voting machines and giving access to that data to other people. Facts like Trump's legal team was able to breach Georgia voting machines in 2021. Facts like voting data is showing a distinct correlation between the amount of undervotes Trump received in battleground states and his margin of victory in those states. Facts like Elon Musk's Starlink was used to transmit data from voting machines to tabulators. Facts like Elon Musk's Starlink satellites have now crashed down to Earth, almost like they contained evidence. And those are the more high-tech facts. How about simple little low-tech facts, like over 60 bomb scares were called into heavily Democratic precincts, but no bomb scares called into Republican precincts? And can we just dwell on that last one for a minute? The FBI knows as fact that those bomb scares to heavily Democratic precincts originated in Russia. And instead of complaining about election interference, Democrats at the top, like Merrick Garland and Joe Biden, are sitting around saying, "Those dirty, rotten scoundrels." Trump was screaming about election interference because of Saturday Night Live, threatening to pull the licenses of the broadcast networks and priming up to use the government as a retribution machine. And Democrats are frozen in place on acting on these things because they don't want to appear like Donald Trump. Okay, so first of all, you're never in a million years going to look like demented Donnie, who sees and lies about conspiracy theories anytime there's a microphone near him. And if there is one lesson you should have learned over the last 9 years, it's this. As soon as Republicans see that there is a legitimate course of action for Democrats to take, they start screaming bloody murder and accuse you of the very thing you are refraining from doing. Like, weaponizing the Justice Department. They accused Biden and Merrick Garland of doing just that. With our own 2 eyes, we saw Trump lead an insurrection. He should have been arrested on January 21st, but Merrick Garland wanted to protect the integrity of the Justice Department. So this is how you protect integrity, by allowing people to break the law and get away with it. You allowed the threat of Republican protests to prevent you from upholding the law. The lesson we learned here is to stop cowering in fear over Republican accusations. They're going to accuse you anyway. Democrats are out here begging for people to do something about election integrity because we need more than just a recount. We need a forensic analysis of voting machines, but no one is doing anything about it. Until now. Mueller, she wrote, just tweeted that the Harris Victory Fund just sent out this email. $250. That is the donation we are asking you to make to the Harris Fight Fund program today. $250 because there are U.S. Senate and House races that are either too close to call or within the margin of recounts or certain legal challenges. $250 because we have to do what we can to win those critical races and defend the outcome of the ones we have won in court. $250 because it will all add up fast when you and others like you are united in making sure every vote is counted and every voter's voice is heard. And this email follows up on a small change that the Harris Victory Fund made to its website last week. Again, Mueller, she wrote, retweeted this headline: Harris fundraising fine print signals recount effort. The Harris Victory Fund, a joint fundraising committee that allows contributions to her campaign, the Democratic National Committee, and to state Democratic committees, quietly updated the information on its donations page on Wednesday morning. The donation page now says that a portion of money donated to the fund will be allocated to Harris for President's recount account, signaling that Kamala Harris's team is gearing up to watch the count of votes in contested states closely. This is a razor-thin race. We need your help to make sure every vote is counted, it says. The Harris campaign didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. And then Mueller, she wrote's comment is this: as I've been saying, I trust the Harris campaign and their lawyers. Mueller, she wrote, has a point. The person who was just cheated out of the presidency is a former prosecutor. She's not about to put up with criminal behavior. And as a prosecutor, she knows it's best to keep your cards close to your chest and not signal to the opposition what you're doing. Now, that doesn't mean we need to stay silent. It means just the opposite. We need to be creating the pressure that justifies this kind of investigation. We need to be hounding secretaries of states to do investigations. We need to be yelling at Merrick Garland to do his job and protect democracy. Because I'll tell you something, if Trump does follow through on his election promises, and let's face it, he won't because he never does, but if Trump did throw Merrick Garland in jail, I'm not so sure you'd see me outraged. Because as I have said, the facts add up quite simply. Tina Peters gained access to voting software. That access was easily shared with Elon Musk. Elon Musk is in contact with Russia. Russia knows a thing or two about hacking. And an Elon Musk data network was used to transmit voting data. That's just too many facts for Democrats to stay quiet and say, see, here's how the good guys act when they lose. I imagine that's not how Kamala Harris wants to go out. And if that's the case, she needs us to not only spread the facts, but shout like hell for an investigation. I'm Anthony Vincent Gallo for Occupy Democrats.
I'm going to say I agree with Anthony. Joe Biden, he's too laid back. Don't get me wrong. I love Joe Biden, but he is too laid back and is very annoying. Too laid back. Him and Donald Trump are both old heads. They're both old. So people are going to say, what do you expect? They're both old men. At least Donald Trump has a team that's telling him modern things to do. Honey, I birthed a baby out of this beautiful vagina that God gave me. There's nothing wrong with transsexuals, but baby, I'm not a transsexual. I was born female. I don't know why y'all come on here with this nonsense. There's nothing wrong with transsexuals, but I got a 31-year-old daughter that came out of my beautiful vagina that God gave me. It's not a man-made vagina. God bless you. Thank you. Biden is stuck in his ways, as a lot of older men are. I am 50, so I'm stuck in my ways with certain things. And my daughter have to tell me, Mama, people ain't doing it that way no more. That's not how I go anymore. So I can understand how those men are stuck in their ways, because my daughter has to keep me on top of things so I won't be stuck in my ways. And Joe Biden is not helping the American people, just taking naps. I can guarantee you, because I can remember VP Kamala Harris saying that we got to get radical. Yes, Donald Trump is radical. Sometimes you got to get radical. You got to meet them where they are. Joe Biden, nobody has time to just sit around and wait. Why be a sore loser when you can fight? Why? Get out and fight for it. But Joe Biden, he's not the type that's going to get out and fight for something. Kamala Harris is. She's young and she's vibrant, and she wants to get out and fight for what is hers. I truly believe the election was stolen from her. Elon Musk, the wizard, the Dark Vader or whatever he want to call himself, because he calls himself the Dark something. Elon Musk, I truly believe that he did something. And Russia owns up to they did it. They out there putting Donald Trump's wife news all over the internet. And Donald Trump hasn't done anything. Why? Because he's afraid of Putin. He would not dare say anything back to Putin. So now I'm going to show you a video about Trump and MAGA. One moment, please.
This person says, I hope they get what they get everything they voted for, and I hope they're first in line, wrong there, to receive it, all of it. Talking about the Trump supporters. I don't hope they get everything that they voted for, because if they get everything that they voted for, then so do we. If voting rights are attacked, then we are going to experience that as well. If bodily autonomy is attacked, then we're going to experience that as well. If marriage rights are attacked, then we're going to experience that as well. If the economy suffers, we are going to experience that as well. If the import industry suffers because of the tariffs, and thus it puts a strain on the export industry, we are going to get that as well. So while I don't hope that they get everything they voted for, I will say this: if and when they get what they voted for, I'm not going to shed a tear. I'm not going to feel sorry for them in the least bit. I'm not going to feel sorry for that gentleman. We saw a gentleman from Texas, a non-English speaking Hispanic immigrant in Texas, who's a Trump supporter, who voted for Trump. And then after the election, his kids went to go play with the kids across the street. Another Trump supporting family, a white American born Trump supporting family. And those people told those kids, no, you're not welcome here anymore. Trump won. Get out of here. And the dad made a TikTok about it. He said, I'm a Trump supporter. I voted for Trump. And this is how I'm being treated? Yeah, that's how you're being treated. They wanted your vote. They don't give a fuck about you as a human being. Or how about the black gentleman who made the TikTok with his Make America Great Again hat on, talking about how he can't believe how his fellow Trump supporters have been talking to him post-election.
MAGA family, I was on TikTok live, and a fellow Trump supporter said that all he needed was my vote. I'll never be part of the MAGA family, and that I'm black, I'll never be accepted, but he just got my vote. Nah, that's crazy. Like, I love MAGA Nation, I love the MAGA family, and that breaks my heart that someone would speak to me like that right after the election. That all I was a vote? Nah, I love all you guys, and I know most of you MAGA family members are not racist, and I love you guys, and I'll keep repping MAGA Nation, Trump 2024, but that really broke my heart that some guy would say that. Extremely heartbroken.
Now, all I can do is take his word for it and assume that he's being sincere in his words. And if he's being sincere and fulsome in his words, then he really shouldn't be shocked. And yeah, I mean that. He shouldn't be shocked. That's what MAGA has been since the beginning. We've spotlighted it in post after post after post on all of the social media sites, in podcasts, in blog pieces, in articles, some folks on TV interviews. We have been telling you this is who they are. You don't get to be surprised now that they've turned out to be who we've been telling you they are for 10 years. Doesn't work like that. So while I hope that they don't get what they want so that we don't have to partake in the same suffering, I'm not going to shed a tear for any of these fucking clowns.
Respectfully, I understand him. Respectfully, I understand him. I do. What I don't understand is him saying he doesn't want Mega to get everything they want. I want y'all to get everything you want, because y'all wanted Donald Trump, pay the high tariffs. That's what you're going to get. He told y'all you're going to get lower taxes. That's a lie. The taxes will be lower for the rich and famous, not for us. We are just middle class and lower. We're not rich. I'm not rich. You may be rich. I'm not rich. I'm grateful for what God has blessed me with, but I'm not rich. So There's going to be a price to pay, MAGA. Your savior, Donald Trump, okay? One moment.
So you know how Donald Trump and MAGA are always talking about how they're alpha? They're alpha. Well, Vladimir Putin is showing Donald Trump who the alpha is in that relationship, humiliating Donald Trump and Melania and putting them through this cruel humiliation ritual to show who controls who. So on the main Russian TV station, which is basically their version of Fox, which Vladimir Putin directly controls, they broadcast an entire segment showing Melania's nudes while the host started laughing and basically mocking Melania and Donald Trump to the camera over and over again. I'm obviously not going to show the nude photographs here on YouTube, but I'll show you some screenshots of what it looked like, and you can just take a look right here what they were showing them, and the host couldn't contain their laughter as they looked in the camera. I'll talk about what it actually says while they were talking about Melania. It says, now that Melania Trump's husband has finally won, she is getting ready to come back to the White House for a second time. Here is how Melania looked in the year 2000. This is the cover of the magazine GQ. The future First Lady of the United States lies on top of furs in a negligee. Inside the magazine, Melania's sexy photos near a private plane and aboard the plane. In one of the shots, the model is wearing only her underwear, lying on a blue carpet with the U.S. seal, as though the editors of the men's magazine knew something in advance about the future of their model. The segment ended with music and a series of photos of Melania Trump, along with the voiceover, "What does my body, my choice really mean?" Obviously mocking America, mocking Melania Trump. You see this AI photo right here of Vladimir Putin walking Donald Trump right there. This is how it's being reported in international papers. 6 stunt Melania Trump's nude pics on Russian TV sparks outrage as state media broadcast photos after Donald wins re-election. I just want you to think about that. I mean, obviously, Vladimir Putin could not do that to President Biden because Dr. Jill Biden didn't engage in that type of behavior. But just think about the message it sends. And Vladimir Putin does control that state-run TV, so that wouldn't be able to be broadcast without Vladimir Putin's approval and direction. Remember in 2018, though, when Melania confronted Vladimir Putin, or he confronted her for the very first time? Do you remember what her face looked like? Take a look at our friends who we work with over at Now This Impact, just to remind you of that very moment. You can see how terrified she is of him, as though he knows some secrets about her. Here, watch this. Should also be noted that as Vladimir Putin is establishing his dominance over Donald Trump and mocking the United States, which frankly didn't occur when President Biden was in office, one of Donald Trump's senior advisors, Brian Lanza, gave an interview where he said the following: Crimea is gone, he says. The senior Trump advisor says Ukraine needs to have realistic war aims and basically turn over its land to Vladimir Putin. Now, the Trump administration now said, well, we didn't really agree with what he's saying right there, but he's a senior advisor to Donald Trump. You can hear in his own words what he says. I will play it for you. Play this clip.
Zelensky, for example, he says his goal is to get Crimea back. Well, that's not the goal of the United States, and that's not the goal of the European nation states. We learned that in 2014, that when Putin invaded Crimea, Europe did nothing. And so now when Zelensky says, we will only stop this fighting, there will only be peace once Crimea is returned, we've got news for President Zelensky. Crimea is gone. And if that is your priority of getting Crimea back and having American soldiers fight to get Crimea back, you're on your own. That is not the priority of America. But the priority of America is peace and to stop the killing.
I mean, you heard him say Crimea is gone. And by the way, this is at the same time that Don Jr., Donald Trump's son, also a senior advisor who's going to be running things at the White House, posted this on his Instagram story. POV, point of view, you're 30 days from losing your allowance, Zelensky. And it's a bunch of images that zoom in on Zelensky, and Zelensky's face looks scared in the video, while money flies all over Zelensky's face. Here's the article as reported in the Kyiv Independent, one of their top newspapers in Kyiv. Trump Jr. mocks Zelensky, Ukraine, and meme about losing allowance. This, as Trump's advisor says, basically cede Crimea. And this says Vladimir Putin is having state-run TV in Russia show the nudes of Melania as the hosts mock Melania and mock Donald Trump and basically mock the United States of America, because now Russia views America like we're hungry. I mean, the country hungry, and also perhaps that America is hungry for Russia, the way Donald Trump wants Vladimir Putin to, show him, Donald Trump is begging Vladimir Putin for help. So just to remind you as well of what went down in the first Trump administration. Remember the very first people who Donald Trump called to the Oval Office? Remember, it was Sergei Lavrov as well as Sergei Kislyak, the two top Russian foreign leaders, went to the United States. Remember this photo right here in our Oval Office right there, as the Russians were laughing and mocking us. Then Donald Trump went and had a private meeting with them with no U.S. officials present, and it was just Russian interpreters, no U.S. interpreters, Kislyak and Lavrov. Remember, Donald Trump gave them highly classified information. I'm not
Just a moment, you all.
I think he gave highly classified information. The Washington Post reported that
Sorry
Trump
about that.
revealed
I got
highly
rid of
classified
somebody.
information to Russian foreign minister and ambassador, and then Trump admitted to it on May 16, 2017. He said, "As president, I wanted to share with Russia at an openly scheduled White House meeting, which I have the absolute right to do, facts pertaining to terrorism and airline flight safety, humanitarian reasons, plus I want Russia to greatly step up their fight against ISIS and terrorism." Again, just giving our classified information.
Just a moment. I'm going to get rid of somebody else. Hold on.
When Ronald Reagan at least said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. Well, now you have Russia showing nudes of a first lady and mocking the United States. I mean, just think about that. I mean, again, for all the people out there, like, don't you have any self-respect? I mean, now Russia's treating the United States of America like a satellite country, like a country that needs to place its loyalty to Russia. That's what the United States has become. Take a look at some of these international newspapers right here. The Daily Mirror in the UK. What have they done again? The New European, it's a photo of the Statue of Liberty unaliving herself, and then the Germans, the German magazine literally just says F-U-C-K, and that's what it is. Vanity Fair says 34 felony counts, 1 conviction, 2 cases pending, 2 impeachments, 6 bankruptcies, 4 more years right there. Remind you as well of the courage that Zelensky showed. Let me show you right here what he had previously said when he was on Meet the Press. Let me show it to you right now. Let's play this clip.
President Zelensky, thank you so much. Before you go, if you want to share, what keeps you going? Do you ever feel defeated?
I have a lot of power, but even feeling strong and have a lot of energy, it doesn't mean that we want to fight all our life, because the price is high, like I said, because the war takes the best of us, the best heroes, the best men, women, children. That's it. But we are not ready to give our freedom to this terrorist Putin. That's it. That's why we are fighting. That's it.
President Zelensky, thank you so much for your time this morning. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. And then to remind you what went down at the various events that Donald Trump would hold as he was running for office. This was Ted Nugent, one of Donald Trump's surrogates. Here's what he had to say about Zelensky. Play this clip.
I want my money back. I didn't authorize any money to Ukraine to some homosexual weirdo. I want my money back.
On the other hand, in the pro-democracy community, you had Democratic Governor Josh Shapiro, who was in Scranton where a major manufacturing plant was helping Ukraine in its war efforts. So again, to all the people in Scranton who maybe worked at that factory, who voted for Trump, you not only voted against your union, you also voted against your own jobs as well. Here, Zelensky rounds meant for the war in Ukraine. Let me show you. I showed you the Ted Nugent clip before, just to show you how the right-wing propaganda was working and how they would discuss these events. Like you saw how crazy that Ted Nugent clip was, right, about Zelensky. And that's how these MAGAs talk about things. But here's how they normalize it on the right-wing TV media. Play this clip.
Exactly. His remarks, amazing, about Zelensky and I want my money back. He is channeling what a lot of Americans feel, not just at the rallies, but I suspect some of the real Americans we'll talk to in a minute, and people at home who are streaming this live, who are undoubtedly cheering along with Ted Nugent.
And then here is previously in Zelensky's appearance on Meet the Press. You can see that Zelensky does not seem to be a huge fan of Donald Trump and says he doesn't know if he'd have Ukraine's back if he returns to office. Play this clip.
Have you had any contact with former President Trump since he left office, President Zelensky?
No. That's why he's very welcome. To repeat our tradition, which was when he was the president.
Do you think he would have Ukraine's back?
No, I hope that not only on the opinion of Americans, of your society. I think that is most important. I think it's important in the United States and EU, the attitude of just ordinary people. It's their support, it's their money. It's
We're going to move on. Enough of that. I'm not glitching for some reason. That is happening with his video, but I'm not glitching.
That we know that America right now is that Donald.
One moment, please. The next video we're going to watch, it is Dark Brandon. It is actually Joe Biden, and we're just going to see what Dark Brandon has to say, okay? Just a moment. When the commercial ends, we're going to watch it.
BB cream girls, so
I just hope that Joe Biden put a little more pep in his step when he speaks.
Oh, look at all you proud.
Oh no, I don't want to watch it. I think I showed you that. We don't want to watch that. That's not worth watching. Hold on, okay? Just a moment. Just a moment. I did not realize that was something we have already seen, and we don't care to watch that again. Hold on, okay? I always wear my natural hair. This is my hair, all my hair. This is my hair. I just curled it, and the curls are falling. I always wear my natural hair. Thank you, though. I always wear my own real hair. I don't wear nobody else's hair. It's just that it's curled so. But thank you.
Trump taking the oath.
Hold on.
Now 71 days from Trump taking the oath of office. What is the most important thing that everybody is looking for? That is my question. I'll start with you.
Joe Biden is a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
He would absolve her from being able to from having to oversee the January 6th transition, right, of her own defeat. And it would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things that the public want to see is a time. This is the moment for us to change the entire perspective of how Democrats.
Okay, this has now jumped from an internet meme to a Sunday morning show.
Jamal's out here right now.
Congratulations.
Season of House of Cards.
I thought you were going to say, what about the Supreme Court? That's also out there.
Well, the Supreme Court might happen. I don't know if it will, but I think this is something that's in Joe Biden's control. And if he did it, it would fulfill.
Now 71 days.
Hold on. Just a little while longer. Hold on.
His last promise, it would give Kamala Harris the chance to be the 47th president of the United States of America. It would disrupt all of Donald Trump's paraphernalia, right? You have to rebrand everything. But and it would make it easier for the next woman who runs for president to not have to worry about a historical, weight of being the first. His last promise, it would give Kamala Harris.
Hold on, because they did it kind of like slide. So hold on, okay. So what the guy is saying that Joe Biden should go ahead and step down and make VP Kamala Harris the 47th president. So what do y'all think about that? I myself, I like the idea, but I know y'all not going to like that idea because that would stop Donald Trump in his tracks and he would be disabled. She would take away his power like she did on the stage when they had the great debate. And she went over and shook his hand, and he was not ready for that. He was not expecting VP Kamala Harris to walk over and be the one to initiate. Well, she is an honorable woman. She's very presidential, so I only expected nothing but class from her. I think Joe Biden should make this power move. It will knock Trump off his feet. All his paraphernalia will have to go in the trash that says number 47. That would be a great power move. Hey, Biden, do something nice for a moment. Wake up, please. I love you, but you got to wake up and give us something. Come on, wake up. What are you doing? Come on. Anybody watch the movie School Days? Wake up. Please, not Donnie Boy, but Joe Biden, come on, wake up. Give us something. Wake up. We need you to wake up and give us something. You just can't leave Kamala out there by herself. It's not cool. And it's getting on our nerves, to be honest. We love you, but you're sleeping on being great. You're sleeping on allowing VP Kamala Harris to be great. She has so much to offer. I kind of feel that Joe Biden, you're somewhat hindering her from her greatness. That's what I feel. I could be wrong. Who am I? Just a regular citizen on YouTube running my mouth. But hold on. Actually, maybe all that I have for y'all today. Because I've been working on other projects and I haven't had time to gather a lot for this particular show. But this is from gathering everything that we watched. This is my feelings of everything that I have shown you all my beautiful kings and queens. I feel that, yes, Joe Biden needs to step aside, go ahead and resign, and let Kamala Harris, because she's been running everything anyway. He's too old. Him and Donald Trump are both too old to be president. She's been pretty much running everything anyway. So what do you expect when Donald Trump and Vance get in there? Vance is going to be running things because Donald Trump is already losing it. You see it at his rallies. He is not fit to be president. President Joe Biden is getting old. Give Kamala what she deserves. You owe her that for her doing all the work in the White House that people don't even know she has done. The Russia deal to get our hostages back, we need to take our hat off to VP Kamala Harris. Thank her for that. Also with Donald Trump and his wife Melania, Putin owns Donald Trump. It is what it is. He hasn't said a thing bad. Most men, if you put their wives on the internet, but he put his wife on the news in Russia, in her nude. And Donald Trump hasn't said anything. The bully, Donald Trump hasn't said anything. Come on, y'all. Y'all know Donald Trump likes to run that mouth. You saw what he want to do with that mouth on that microphone. So you know Donnie Boy likes to run his mouth. And it's unusual that he has not respond to Putin's tactic. Putin is letting Donald Trump know, I own you. You would not be president if it was not for me. That's what he's telling Donnie Boy, and y'all know it. Keep it real. Y'all know Donald Trump did not win this election. Elon Musk with Starlink and Russia gave this election to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is dumb as a bag of rocks, and he knows it. He knows he would not have won this election. He knows it. That's why he ain't celebrating. Donald Trump has not celebrated yet. He allowed Putin to insult his wife. What man does that? A man of dignity and real love? You will not be talking about their wives. Not on their watch. But Donald Trump has no dignity. So how can we expect him to come back at Putin, his daddy? Putin is Donald Trump's daddy, and Donald Trump is MAGA's daddy. What a mix and a mess. Eminem. Eat all the M&Ms you can, MAGA. What a mix and a mess. Putin is Donald Trump's daddy, and Donald Trump is your daddy. What a mess. And then the cabinet that Donald Trump is picking, it is a disaster. This country is in trouble. Biden, do something quickly. The quicksand is up to your neck. If you want to breathe, retire and let VP Kamala Harris take over. That's the best thing you can do for this country. And stop sleeping. Wake up. Wake up, America. Thank y'all for watching my channel. I love all of y'all. Have an amazing evening. I'm about to go have me a great meal. Goodbye. God bless.